We all love our conspiracy theories, and we all have our own personal favorites. These days, most conspiracy theories at the forefront of the American public all swirl around our government. Before we get too far along down the road of no return, let me define what I think a conspiracy theory is. Simply, is coming up with an explanation of why something happened that has no basis in reality. Well, that's what unbelievers would say. For those who live in the conspiracy world, it's a bit more complicated. Their belief is that sometimes there's a deep, dark plot behind certain events, a plot planned and carried out by unknown people with a specific intent and agenda that the plot is supposed to accomplish. Just to set a baseline here, you should know there are some conspiracies that have turned out to be proven true, along with being diabolical and downright scary. To think our government or any government would harm their own citizens. Operation Northwoods was kept hidden until 1997, but back in '62, our military proposed shooting down an American plane filled with American citizens, so that they could blame Cuba and use that as an excuse to invade Cuba. As disturbing as shooting down a plane full of people is, you should know that's only the tip of the diabolical depths our government is sunk to. During Prohibition, our illustrious leaders poisoned alcohol to keep people from breaking the law, and people died. A lot of people. Of course, it wasn't just a bunch of drunks that died when they wanted to experiment with syphilis, but a lot of black men probably suffered a fate worse than death when their dicks started falling off during what we know as the Tuskegee experiments occurred. And as a sidebar here, unless you're old like me, you've probably never heard about the Gulf of Tonkin, where an attack on a U.S. naval vessel gave the U.S. an excuse to get involved in Vietnam. Except it was all a goddamn lie. It never, ever happened. Or at least not the way they said it did. Was it a conspiracy to get us involved? Of course it was. So let's just all get on the same page here and understand that conspiracies happen. And the truth is, every crime begins with a conspiracy to commit the crime. Now, does that mean that we never landed on the moon, the Earth is flat and the moon hollow, and JFK was shot by the CIA? Or, my God, there really is a deep state. There are so many conspiracy theories out there these days, you seriously got to ask yourself if there's something in our water. Truth is, it's all because we're human, and with the advent of social media, we're living in some kind of jagged reality where everybody has done their own research, including President Trump. I mean, come on. Does Obama even speak Nigerian or Kenyan or whatever language was supposed to be his birth language? Thing is in all this is that there's always a little bit of truth in every conspiracy theory, or what's even better, a truth that can be manipulated. When it comes to the history of conspiracy theories, I gotta tell you, that's a convoluted tale of subterfuge. Convoluted because it's all over the place, but suffice it to say that conspiracies and their associated theories have been around since the beginning of time. An early example comes from a man, Jedediah Morris, a minister who spread the word among his flock that there was a secret society of Bavarian Illuminati that were working to abolish Christianity. This was way back in 1790. And those Illuminati fellows, they have got long lifespans, 'cause they're still around today. Of course, we're not alone in our conspiracy theories. France has them as well. Like after their last election, there are those claiming their election was rigged. And I can't help but wonder where I've heard that before. No matter how you want to define any conspiracy theory, you might at least want to take a step back and think about what you're hearing and where you're hearing it from. Because one just never knows what reality has in store for the future. And that's a theory in itself. Everybody loves a good conspiracy story. especially me. This video started out as I wanted to do a history of conspiracy theories down through the ages. And I started looking into that, and it was just you can't do it. It's too damn convoluted. It's all over the place. I mean, we've always had them. That said, I really enjoyed doing this video. This was a fun one. I personally have some beliefs in some conspiracy theories, like John F. Kennedy's assassination. Yeah, I've been listening to who is it? Meathead, Rob Reiner. His podcast on the JFK assassination. That's really interesting. That just came out. I'm like on the third or fourth episode, and they're only half-hour episodes. Very, very interesting. So, yeah, this is a good video. There's a lot to think about in this one. Well, I'm not sure what, but maybe you just want to think about how friggin' nuts I am. And that's just fine by me. Love ya. Take care, my people. I'm out of here. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm just going somewhere. I'm always going somewhere.